Hey everybody, and welcome to another RCT2 review. Today we're continuing through our head-to-head contest series. We enter round 3 today, and match number 1. This is the Dam Busters Park. This is the Sailor. The Sailor was built by 5 folks, mostly Hoobaroo with 70% share. Recurious had 10%, and roygbiv, Ultro, and Liampie had 8, 6, and 6 respectively. This is a pretty cool park. This is definitely the most fantasy-esque, I think, that we've seen so far in the contest. It's got a very sort of dreamlike state to it, in my opinion, and it's very much a storyline-driven park. So, as the name implies, this follows a sailor who is deploying off to war, and it follows his, I guess, drunken journey through some pub crawls and other things on the way to shipping off to the front. So we start up here and we will work our way down. I'm not zooming out just yet on purpose so we can kind of explore the park as we go. We start up here with the sailor himself and his lady, and we have this very nice kind of peaceful garden. You know, the tombstones, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing of the coming war perhaps, but the ruined church, and just really a beautiful setting to start with this great waterfall off the top. I love this arch bridge and the waterfall kind of coming down underneath of it and then just continuing down, especially with all these like little rocks and different pieces and parts coming down all the way. But as we start our way down, we start going through all these different little pathways, and we have these lovely little buildings on the half diagonal in some instances, and just really, really nice details here. So we've got the Argonaut here as we start down. There's the drunken sailor here where we can see some people enjoying themselves. Love the little jumping peeps and everything, and the different colored spots and everything on the ground. And it starts to get a little more kind of surreal as we go along, especially on some of the sides of the map as we come through. You can see even through the windows you get some people here, you know, having fun, dancing. I love this nightcap inn here, kind of overlooking the water. Really beautiful setting. Got those musician peeps as well with the music notes. Been seeing a lot of that in the game. Of course, our curved stairs, as we would expect. On this side of the waterfall, we've got some really cool stuff here, and you probably saw a little vehicle just shoot out of there. That's part of one of the rides that we'll see here a little later on. This is the downstream is the rapids ride here. We've also got the deep dive over on this side as this becomes a little more kind of dreamlike. But we'll come over to that in a little bit. I want to kind of start in the center here first. I love these colored stairs actually as it goes down and just kind of gets from this kind of warmer colors all the way down to like the purples and the pinks and everything. This building is super cool. I love the use of the ground textures here, casting the light from the inside of the building out onto the pathway. It almost would be kind of cool to see this park in a darker color palette, perhaps like a nighttime almost, where you could really get that great kind of warmth of the buildings and really kind of bring all that together. But it's lovely just seeing some of the details there. Love this house. A little too far there. Love this house right here with the dancing peeps, and you've got just lots of little tiny bits and pieces here. There's the dancing peeps here. Here's a little cutaway on the roof as well. This also wraps all around our wooden coaster here, which is called the Hangover. As we get down towards the dock itself, we get to the station for this, which is just an absolutely gorgeous building. We've got the kind of ship's bow going on over here, and just this nice sort of industrial-ish type building with some really great glasswork. Love the nice yellow glass. It just has a very nice warmth to it. But here's our coaster coming out and through, coming up onto the side. We'll watch this as it comes along. See over here we get a little more fantastical as it goes along. I love the whoa text right here. There's a lot of fun little details as we'll see in a little bit. Coming off of here, we dive on down, going through into this section. We change colors, which is kind of fun. And coming up and down using the RMC track here in addition to the wooden coaster track, just for the pieces that can't be done right now or aren't available with the wooden coaster. Not my favorite choice. I kind of prefer to stick to one if possible, but I can also understand the choice of wanting to have a you know, a coaster that does a certain thing, but also have the aesthetic of the wooden coaster. So can't fault it. And I also like seeing more traditional wooden coaster instead of the RMC, because we've been seeing a whole lot of those this year in the contest. We got our swing ride down here, kind of a little simplistic ride tossed in the middle of it, but then we get back to more of this side of surreal-ish architecture with this big clock tower and the pendulum coming down here with the waterfalls inside. Over on this side, let's take a look at the little bit of most kind of dreamlike stuff going on over here. We've got these really kind of bright colored buildings, and to be honest, I like the bright colors a lot. I think the choice of going more towards this kind of brighter color really works well to just make everything pop so well. This kind of archway here with the stars and everything is pretty neat. And we come on down here and we get all these kind of clouds and other things that are just coming off of the building, so really reinforcing that almost imaginary dreamlike state. We have, whether it's beer or whether it's pee, you decide, coming out here. We've got the sailors and everything coming on, the guests here who clearly have to use the bathroom, so maybe that answers your question here. Little Mermaid as Easter egg, perhaps. But I really love these little kind of wispy details of the different colors and things as it comes along. And whereas this section, you know, is relatively limited as far as the kind of surrealism goes, we jump to this side, and let's turn back around as we pick up the building up here. So we've got this water wheel here that kind of wraps around and drops down, creating all these different waterfalls and mixes of beer, hopefully, and other things. The sailors down here on the rocks, the barrels that are coming off of the waterfall here. That's a cool little detail with the ride vehicle. Got the deep dive hub here with the water going on the outside, so a lot of just little interactive elements. Kind of neat. And we'll spin around here to this area as it gets more and more kind of gold and yellow, so maybe this is our sailor getting a little bit drunk as we get to the Sundowner, which is an absolutely gorgeous, like, just fantasy-ish building. It's got some really, really cool bits and pieces of it, but I love the way that these clouds kind of come over and obscure the front of the sign here. I really love this rainbow going over on the top with the Ferris wheel really giving it some movement. Love all the little particulate pieces that are going on, and just the colors of the whole thing is very, very cool. This is a fun detail here too, with the chug 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 as the beer gets drunk through the whole thing, and it all drops as it goes along. So that's a fun little detail. To this kind of animated wine, I'm guessing, perhaps, of the building on this side, and pretty neat little tower here with the curved stairs handrails here acting as a pretty neat little bit. And I love how this kind of disappears to nothing as it goes along. Spin around here as we can see the ride that's up here called Moonshine. So get our double meaning there with the moon and also the booze everywhere, but kind of a fun little ride here. It ends at a big splashdown down here into the water. Cool details here on the water too. We've got our rapids boats coming through here, but we have all these different color pieces just kind of falling their way in. And I guess after all of the partying and everything, it kind of starts to fade off into I guess the beach here, as it perhaps the mornings we get some sick people here going on and maybe regretting their evening choices perhaps. But I love this actually, as the color just kind of fades out of everything from, you know, very vibrant and everything to this sort of peachy pink to tan to this almost kind of washed out ghost-like feel, and then down to the beach itself. So very cool. I do like that detail. Sure, this lighthouse feels a little bit large perhaps, but I think in general, when you're in, you know, this sort of a fantasy-ish atmosphere, you can kind of do whatever you want to the scale, but it does certainly hold a good space for this ride to wrap around. But we'll continue down here to the docks itself, and here's our final reveal of the boat, which I've kind of waited to reveal at sort of the end of this. We've got the And a nice docks here with the tram and everything. We've got a swinging ship down here. Love these cranes. Really, really nice cranes. And around to a top spin here called cargo. Really nice architecture down here. This looks like Liam architecture for sure. Still lots of good little confetti and other bits and pieces here. And then here's our boat getting ready to deploy with all the sailors on it. So good use of the peeps that have a little bit of animation to it just to give the whole thing some life. Really nice boat too. Little triangular perhaps in the front, but just very nicely put together and very, very detailed throughout. I love this little boat here too as well. Just really nice. We've got some of the warehouse buildings and everything too, so we're going back to reality, I guess, after going through this a great bender of alcohol. We've got some potentially foreshadowing here, I guess, with the little these skeleton ghost things coming up out of the water. And we end down here with our sailor looking off into the future, perhaps, and leaving his love behind. So definitely a little poignant there as well. I do appreciate when you can take a story and really integrate it into a park like this. And as you zoom out and kind of look at the whole, it really is interesting just to kind of see how the whole thing develops. I mean, we really went through a fairly interesting storyline arc from up here all the way to down here. Just so much to look at, so many little details, just so much packed into this park that I would really encourage you to download it. I'll provide a link to the description in the description so you can download the park. You will need open RCT2 to view it, so definitely get that as well if you don't have it. But really nice work, and congrats to Hoobaroo. His parks are always this kind of really interesting, just fantastical, very well detailed and crafted things. So I think that this one certainly showcases that effort. So we'll be back for the opposing match, or opposing park to this match, and we will see that the next time. So thank you all very much for watching, and have a great day. See you later.